you get a headset?
Because I need to hear the audio. Otherwise, we're just talking into dead mics right now. You want the headset? You want to hear what we're talking about? Okay.
They look cool, though.
And I look like a DJ.
There's really
right?
no sound coming out of it.
Did you do one with Santana?
No, not yet.
Oh.
That was just open for her right now. So you took her spot right there. It'll be relabeled Jordynne Grace. Big Mama Pump, whatever your nickname.
Big Mama Pump.
Big Mama. Twitter even has it wrong all the time.
Well,
No more pure athlete anymore.
I did say Big Mama Pump at first, and then I was like, you know what?
All right, so I wasn't completely wrong then. Okay,
you
so.
didn't see the follow-up tweet.
Okay, so what is it again? Thick Mama
Big
Pump.
Mama Pump.
Okay.
Thick Mama Pump.
Holla if you hear.
I'm gonna spit like. All right.
That's
I
it.
know,
Spit in that direction.
Thick Mama Pump.
Like, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
You gotta start wearing the King Arthur chain thing.
You keep telling me that. That's so ridiculous.
That'll get a.
I do the arm
Or do like blonde
elbow
highlights.
Drop, I do that.
Do like blonde highlights because he has like the
Thick
blonde
Mama
facial hair.
Pump is your hookup. Holla.
Genetic freak right here. Okay, all right, let's be serious here. She's got to make money over there.
All right, High Spot Podcast, Battle Club Pro Special Edition, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. They all fall down. 1 year anniversary show, and we are graced by Jordynne Grace. Thick Mama
Wow, you're just
Pump.
waiting to pull that one out of the hat, bat, weren't you,
Jordynne,
Joe?
how are you?
I've never heard that one before, honestly.
No, really?
I've heard it so many times, but...
That should be.
There you go.
Oh, sorry, I didn't have it on.
That's all right. We still
That'll be a
heard you.
shirt. Graced, grace your presence. There you go. That's one right there. Free,
I got you.
Well, anyway, Jeff, after that brutal
I'm
announcement
distracted.
there, yes, we are distracted because we have been admiring Santana Garrett.
Oh my
haven't we?
goodness. Santana is so beautiful. She's standing over there at the table right now, and she just looks incrable. Yep, she's looking at me right now.
That is.
She heard me, and
it
she
went
looked
right
right
through the
at me.
commissioner.
But yes,
Scary
Santana
thing.
Garrett is very distracting.
Well, we thank you so much for your time. I know we've been trying to schedule this for a while. We know you're extremely busy, so we thank you for taking a few minutes to come and speak to us. I mean, coming here, we've been in this building before. You've been here before. You've won a title in this building before.
Yes.
What's it like now, going and working for Battle Club Pro? How did that come about?
I've worked for Battle Club Pro like 3 or 4 times, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't even remember how I got booked for this, but I think I actually reached out to them because I was like, it was when I first moved to the area when I got booked, and I reached out to them and they said they wanted to have me on, and so that's how it all came about. I actually wrestled Darius Carter.
We had Darius
Battle
on,
Club Pro.
and that's one of the highlight matches for him.
Oh, did he
actually.
shit all over me?
Yeah. Oh, he was like, I had to treat Jordynne like she's like any other guy in front of me, and man, that was
He
brutal.
slapped the shit out of me, for real.
That was,
like, he was hitting me.
How do you?
Hey, but you gave it back though, so it's like
I did it back.
all
I was
fair.
just talking to Darius about how dangerous he was in the back, though. Because that whole thing was happening with him being like dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Dangerous wrestler there with the just don't have him whip out a belt. Or
I
anything
told him
like
I
that.
was gonna join in the onslaught of wrestlers that were
Oh really?
shitting on him online.
Oh wow.
He hates me.
Who could hate Jordynne?
But
I'm sure she
couple
can name
of
a few.
was it a couple days ago? You tweeted out about a list because the PWI has the top 50, or has the men's list, and then it came out with
Yes.
the female list, top 50.
Yeah.
And you came out with what I think is a legit top 50.
Thank you.
And I was like, you should put yourself on it, but you were like, that's if I put I ran a company and I put the title on myself.
Yep.
Talk about women's wrestling right now, and talk about your 50 compared to the ones at the PWI.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. I haven't even seen the PWI Women's Top 50. I have not seen it. The only thing I heard about it was like everybody was like, I guess they didn't like it. I guess that was the big thing.
Well, Santana was like 42 or something like that, which is mind-boggling to me.
There were a lot of people that were really low on the list that, of course, shouldn't be, but it's a fake list, guys. It's a fake list.
I couldn't agree with you more.
I mean,
it's all under interpretation.
yeah, it's all under interpretation. We all know that WWE gets a certain amount of spots from PWI, like per year. Like it's a fake thing. I mean, there's some girls that have was Rachel Ellering on the list?
I
don't remember seeing
No.
it.
And Tessa was like...
Tessa went down a spot,
Yeah,
and
I was
she's been
like-
having an incredible year.
It's like
and
crazy.
Rachel's been having an incredible year. Like, she's huge now, And there's a lot of girls that should have been on the list that weren't. My list is even I feel like it's very obviously USA based because I don't know a lot of Japanese wrestlers and international wrestlers, so it's heavy. It's USA heavy. I included some of the girls that I know are incredible, Toni Storm and I just thought about this, but Shazza McKenzie.
I think I'm
blonde,
so.
like really pretty
Yeah.
girl. Yeah, I forgot to put her on my list, but that just goes to show like there's
so
so
many.
There's so
Yeah,
many
exactly.
people. They need to just do away with the PWI Women's Top 50 and put those girls in the 500.
Yeah.
I mean, how many of those guys in the 500 have you actually heard of?
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
with the men, you can submit an application and
really?
slide them a 20,
Wow.
and you're
Okay.
set. Yeah.
Oh well, I mean it's so. Yeah, so you are gonna have WWE names, but I mean your list really. I looked at it and was like, yeah, it's on point. But again, whether you're 32, 34, I mean it's just a number, right? You really shouldn't be identified by the number that you are.
Yeah, exactly, and it's all bullshit. So.
Okay, so another thing.
Am I allowed to cuss?
Yes.
Okay.
Cuss away, Thick Mama Pump.
Too late to go back now, anyway. So.
Yeah, it's true. I've said a lot of cuss words.
Now I gotta ask you, how did Braun Strowman not die after that mad beat down by Roman Reigns? And then I'm looking at the thing, and Brian's like, "That's Jordynne Grace," and I'm like,
I said it nonchalant. Oh, look, there's Jordan.
Yeah.
And then I tweeted the fact that Kurt Angle had bewilderment behind him. I was like, that's the fact because Jordynne Grace wasn't part of the Mae Young Classic. That's
I
why.
remember you said that.
So talk about that experience and watching a really like a killing there at that pay-per-view.
That was honestly so crazy. I'm not that dedicated. Like, obviously, wrestling isn't real, but that was still a huge.
Wait, breaking news. What? Okay.
Don't do that.
Okay.
That was still like a huge risk they took, just like doing that ridiculous stunt. Like, I was just. I mean, they crashed an ambulance.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine how much money that costs? And like. I was amazed, and I was just like, I mean, my reactions was real. I was just like, whoa. And I know I was smiling at one point, but I was just like, what is happening?
I think you were like, whoa, and like, wait, the camera's probably on me, so I should start smiling a bit for a little bit too. But no, it was definitely cool, and that was amazing. How's catering, by the way?
Catering is
always
A1. It's always A1.
Yeah, I always hear that about
That's
it.
how I got like this, guys. Like catering.
Oh, please.
Stop it. Stop it, woman. But something I want to ask you is, Jeff and I always talk about, social media being so popular. You're very active on Twitter. And the thing is, for us as being fans, it's such a great time, a great boom in professional wrestling because there's so many things out there. You have WWE, obviously, you have Lucha Underground, you have Ring of Honor, you have New Japan Wrestling, for example, we follow. So there's just so much stuff to watch as a fan. But we also think the same perspective is to be a wrestler in this business too. It's also pretty good too because I'm sure everybody's ultimate goal is WWE. But if you want to go through different avenues to get there eventually, you have that opportunity now. Do you feel the same way too, using social media as a tool right now is the best way to brand yourself and market yourself? As Jordynne Grace?
If you do it the right way, like I say some very questionable things on social media that, I love Leo Rush, and, that was a huge thing that just happened.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to really watch what you say, and, like, some things I say, I know I cuss too much on social media. That's one of the big things I've been trying to, like, get back from, and I just, like, I say things, and I'm like, why did I say that? And I tweet a lot, and I delete it, because I'm just like, yeah, don't do that.
So,
but it's a great way to like brand yourself and get yourself out there if you're doing it the right way.
So talk about that. Though. If you're in the locker room and you see, and your coworker is, let go, you don't want to see that happen to your coworker. Like, do you think it's something that it should have, at first you should have gotten some heat about it and then let it go, or do you think it's just this business where it's a wrestling business, you're going to get heat no matter what?
I mean, it's wrestling. You're going to get heat no matter what. I think the best thing to do is to not say anything at all in those kind of situations. Like, I mean, I just saw Leo like a few months ago, and I know that he didn't mean anything bad by it.
Of course.
But just the fact that he's new there, the fact that he's so young, the fact that he's like 2 or 3 years in, everything is like going against him. But you can see how liked he is by like who stood up for him. Like,
William Regal.
I know. I mean dude is set. Like, honestly, he is set.
You know my feelings are William Regal, Jeff.
No, well,
he do a better job as commissioner.
but
no, standing up for Leo is really great too for what he did because again, you can't control people's interpretations of what you say. You can make a comment on Twitter whether you meant it or not, and somebody can interpret it incorrectly, and that's why we also have to think twice. But at the same time, everybody's so politically correct nowadays that it's kind of hard.
And now you just got to take it. Though. If Kevin Owens is going to come out and say something, and
just take it,
Peyton Royce is going to say something, you just got to take it, and you got to take it.
You got to delete the tweet as soon as you can, and he did the apology, but I mean, who knows if that was a good idea or not? Like, who even knows?
Just say I'm sorry, not a whole long thing where they can also misinterpret it too. So that's
just like I'm sorry for my earlier tweet. I mean, but it was like a laundry list of like, I'm sorry people got offended, and it was blown out of proportion. I was like, oh, you were so close.
Oh, the good thing is probably that he handled it right away, so that's why
Oh, I mean, the backlash was like so immediate.
Crazy.
You kind of don't have a choice, but. I know he didn't mean anything by it. Just like knowing him personally, it's just all those things.
Just chuck it off to a little bit of immaturity, whatever. That's fine.
You learn from it.
But let's get back to women's wrestling, though. The Mae Young Classic was, from whatever it says, a success.
Still should have been a part of it, by the way.
Jordan,
that's my opinion.
I was wasn't there, but whatever. But
it'll happen eventually, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully.
Oh well. Talk about just the women's wrestling in the last few years. How much it's progressed to what it is now, where you have your own network special, and now you have, so many different doors opening up for everybody. Talk about just the progression of women's wrestling in the past few years.
Honestly, I think the fact that we're even talking about women's wrestling right now, and I'm doing an interview about it, just speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Like, just the fact how popular it's gotten, how much better female wrestlers have gone.
Yeah.
People take them more seriously in training. They teach them the exact same thing as the guys now.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see how many amazing female wrestlers are. I know there was a match with Rachel and Tessa at Wrestle Circus, and it was huge deal. Everybody was putting it over as one of the best female matches they've ever seen, and I agree. They're both incredible, so of course they're going to have that kind of match. And I don't know. That's all I have to say about it. Women's wrestling has just blown up so much in the past couple of years.
Who paved the way for you when you were growing up, watching that? You were like, wow, this is somebody I want to kind of be a template for getting into business for.
That one.
Oh, really?
Arn Anderson.
Him too, but
Is that right?
him too, yes, but women-wise,
yeah.
in the recent years, and I guess maybe not so recent, but Beth Phoenix was a huge person for me too. She's just a presence in the ring, and she's massive, or she makes herself look massive.
Yeah.
Well, kind of her like China, they kind of broke the mold of what a female wrestler per se was supposed to be.
That was longer ago. This is more recent stuff. Beth Phoenix, Natalia, girls like that aren't just I don't mean this offensively, but toothpicks doing slap spots,
Yeah.
They don't do stuff like that. They did amazing stalling vertical suplexes, squatting. It was incredible.
You talked about before how female talent are now known to be trained the same way the guys are, and they're expected to even perform, if not better, but just equally as the guys, which is a great responsibility.
You got ladder matches, you got Hell in a Cells now.
So much pressure.
Well, not just that, Jeff, but also on the indie scene, you're seeing so much more great caliber women wrestling. We just mentioned Tessa Blanchard, Rachel Ellering, Santana Garrett, Jordan as well, being here talking to us. My question to you is, when you go out there and perform, I'm a huge admirer, Jeff and I, of your work when you go out there. I guess the question I'm trying to ask for is, as your career progresses, is there a certain learning curve that you have to get that you're trying to figure out right now? Is it more in-ring skill? Is it more going out there and grabbing the microphone and going out there and talking to the audience to get that connection that you want as you progress in your career?
This year has been so big for me just because I've started implementing stuff that I've learned from people.
Mm-hmm.
Just recently, my boyfriend John is obviously an incredible wrestler.
Boyfriend, all right, bye guys.
Jeff, come back here. Stop it.
All right.
Be professional, for God's sakes.
All right.
I'm sorry.
I've learned so much from him, and I just started I had this mentality for a long time where I just I was stubborn. I'm 21 right now. When I was a teenager wrestling, I just
last year.
You're a teenager. Yeah. You think you're right all the time, and in wrestling especially, you're not.
He's wrestling too, right? He wrestles too.
Gresham, yeah. He's contracted to Ring of Honor. Okay. Yeah. But I've learned so much. But this year has been so big for me. Just doing different things in the ring. I don't look at it as we're women's wrestlers, so we don't have to do that much in the ring.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't think about that anymore. Santana Garrett just walked by again.
Of course.
But yeah, there's a huge learning curve. I'm still learning to talk on the mic. Promos have always been hard for me. Just I'm okay in front of a crowd, but just having to go on the fly with stuff is kind of difficult. I think it's that way for most everybody. But
again, you're 21 years old, so you have experience. But you said just talking to you and seeing what you've done and what you've gone to this point, considering what the future holds for you, I'd say the future's bright, Jeff, wouldn't you say?
It's very bright. 21,
we're not just saying that because you're next to us right here and talking to us.
You're starting to have great matches tonight. Santana Garrett, you're going to
I wrestled Jessica Havoc last night for the first time.
So, I guess it's the more matches you get under your belt, the more you're going to get better in the ring, and promos are going to come naturally. You seem like you're, what if you had a shell, you're breaking it now.
Well, you're easy to talk to. There's no question it's easy for you to speak your mind. guess it's just kind of translating how you
Interviews
want
are
to do
fine,
that.
yeah.
Do that translating to the audience. Something with me is, you keep yourself in great shape. I mean, this isn't digitally enhanced. These are actually her biceps. Bigger than
Photoshop
anybody
here,
else.
guys.
That's
No
why I'm wearing a
Photoshop.
jacket. Don't want to be embarrassed. But there's a difference between being in shape, obviously looking aesthetically pleasing to some people, and then being in ring shape. Can you just kind of talk about the extent of that? Because I'm always adamant the fact that if this business was easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah.
Not everybody would. So what's the difference between being in ring shape and being in physical shape?
Okay, well, you can be in great physical shape all day long. You can run miles every day. And as soon as you step into a ring, it's so completely different because not only are you running as fast as you can most of the time, you're also slamming people down. You're getting slammed. You're getting, the breath, literally, crushed out of you at
Yeah.
sometimes. It's so freaking different. And the only way to get in good wrestling shape is to get into a ring and train. That's the only way to do it. No matter how many hours you spend on a treadmill or hours you spend on the track, nothing is going to compare to getting in the actual ring and doing matches. That's why I think, I used to get so blown up and I used to just die.
Yeah.
And
You got to pace yourself in the.
I say that I can't do over 8 minutes, but I think I can do a workable 15 to 17 minute match. I wrestled Nicole Savoy, and I love the guy, but for whatever reason, he wanted our match to be the longest match on the card at Black Label Pro. And
man.
I was like, oh my God, it's so long. He wanted us to go 15 to 17.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And the main event was 15 minutes. That was it, 15 minutes. And so we wrestled 16 minutes, and I was fine. I wasn't dying or anything like that. So I think definitely the more matches you wrestle, the easier it gets to actually get in there and not die.
Yeah, and physically pushing yourself too to see where your limits are.
Yeah,
it's the only way you're gonna find out how far you can go.
Yep.
If a promoter called you up tomorrow and said, Jordynne, we're doing some MSG, you're gonna main event, and you can pick your opponent, we'll fly her in, do whatever, set it up, and they're like, just let us know who it is. First name that comes to your head.
Tessa is honestly the first person that comes
Yeah.
to my head. I think she's amazing.
Yeah.
She was one of my best matches that I had this year.
Mm-hmm.
And
I saw that match. It was incredible. I even tweeted about it. I'm surprised you guys haven't worked more together.
I know, it was our first time wrestling, and honestly, when you first work with people, you normally don't click that well.
Yeah.
But we
No.
just I don't know, we just
It's an easy
clicked.
night when you take on somebody that
Yeah,
you
because
click with.
you can call a match start to finish, and if your timing isn't there, everything is going to get jumbled up and messed up.
We always talk about experience, and you're 21 years old, and we'll wrap this up pretty soon because you have to go to the back. Any plans on possibly going overseas, going to Japan or going to Europe and wanting to do that to get that experience because it's a different world down there?
Well, I just went to Japan in October. So
Did you go to TGI Fridays that they all go to?
TGI Fridays. Ribera, no. I didn't get to go. So, okay, Ribera is you're talking about the jackets, right?
No. The TGI Fridays where the elite always eat at because they're.
Oh, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I thought you were talking about, it's like a big rite of passage to get the jacket from
Oh no,
Ribera.
there's that barbecue place, right? The steakhouse where all the wrestlers go to.
That's Ribera.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm
You're right.
I'm looking around. I'm like, is somebody gonna agree with me?
It's a rib. Is it a rib? No.
But yeah, you're supposed to get a jacket there.
Yeah.
And I really want to do that, but I guess it's a thing now where so many wrestlers have flown themselves to Japan
Yeah.
just to get this jacket.
Yeah.
They've stopped just giving them out. If you're saying you're a wrestler, you have to actually know somebody, and that person has to take you to the restaurant to get the jacket. So that sucked because, the lady that was there, I was only there for 10 days, so I didn't get to go. But that was awesome. Okay. One of my big goals for 2018 is to go to Europe, and I go there in March.
All right,
so,
awesome.
All right. Awesome. We'll follow you there. And my final question is, I've seen Alexa Bliss with this. I've seen you with it. What is the fad with getting a pet pig?
they're just so cute. And pigs are just like dogs, right?
Yeah, but
They
are
actually
they
make
gonna
the best
grow?
pets. I've
Are they gonna
researched
grow
this.
to do they know that they're gonna grow to that?
Okay, first of all, obviously, yes, there's different kinds of pigs,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
My mom has a potbelly pig, which is going to get huge, but I mean,
I know they're cute.
Dogs are huge too, right?
I'd love to get a pig too, but I mean that's just it's like a fad though. I've noticed everyone's getting the pet pig now. What next, Jordynne? What kind of next pet?
I think bats are next.
What? Bats?
Bats.
Oh my
Have you seen
God.
bats?
No.
Do you know what a bat burrito is?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my God. So
Gotta look it up.
they get these orphaned, abandoned baby bats, and they adopt them.
Really?
And they roll them up into burritos, and they feed them. They give them a little pacifier, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Look at that.
So I think that's the next pet.
Jordynne,
thank you so much for your time. We greatly appreciate it. And may I indeed act, this is actually something she had made herself, so she is not only a great professional wrestler, but also an excellent seamstress as well.
Look at that.
Look at that.
guys. It's
Awesome.
a person squatting. You like that? Okay.
Awesome.
Jordynne, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
it.